Heroes in Crisis is an event storyline that came out recently in DC Comics. And in that storyline, writer Tom King explored the concepts of what do our superheroes do after all of the trauma that they've dealt with, the loss of their friends, the loss of individuals they tried to save. Who is there for the superheroes? Well, there was a location known as Sanctuary where they could anonymously speak to a psychiatrist about their problems and issues. And Wally West felt like everyone needed to know that the superheroes deal with these problems as well. So he decided to look into the anonymous files, which made him lose control of his powers as he ran outside of the house, seemingly killing everyone. He then made Booster Gold and Harley Quinn believe that they had done it, while he went around trying to reveal to the world the secrets of Sanctuary. We are now at the last issue, as we see what is going to happen to Wally West. If you want to get the full understanding of this story, then check out our playlist down below. And if you're wondering where you are, this is the Comicstorian channel, where we bring you audio dramas of your favorite lore within video games, comic books, and movies. Let's pick up where we left off with issue 9. Wally West kneels in a field outside of Sanctuary, the wheat gently waving around him in the gentle country breeze. There's a flower floating in Gotham River, a rose. Find it, plant it, he says quietly to himself. The past Wally looks down at him. Is that it? Yeah, I guess that's it. So the past Wally leans in, taking his future self by the neck, preparing to end it. Because in order for the timeline to be closed, a Wally West needs to die. So why not take the one from the future? But instead of the timeline playing out as it's supposed to, suddenly something falls from the sky, crashing into the earth. Did it work? Is Wally still alive? Booster groans from inside a Blue Beetle ship. Beetle shifts and groans. They didn't die, so it worked better than he thought that it would. Batgirl shifts in her seat, looking over at the sleeping Harley Quinn. Harl, hun, we landed. Time to wake up. Hatch lowers, allowing the heroes to step out into the field, and Harley stretches as she exits. What'd I miss? Blue Beetle stares down at the scene, confused. So, is Flash the killer? Or is he the victim? And he's alive twice? Batgirl nods, taking in the situation quickly. Her best guess is that he did it. Framed Booster and Harley using Sanctuary, then killed his future self to get a body to complete the frame, which is what we're seeing now. We just interrupted it. Booster nods. My birthday party last year turned out almost the exact same way. Suddenly, Harley turns, her eyes widening in surprise because before her, in the field, stands Poison Ivy. She thought that she had died. She thought that she had killed her. Oh, hello, Harley Quinn. How pleasant to see you. The newly formed Poison Ivy stutters as she tries to find the words. She understands that it is a shock for Harley to see her like this. Allow me to explain. This new Poison Ivy explains that while she did die, she had given Harley a piece of herself in a flower, so that we could be together when we're not together. Harley had already begun to dash across the field as Ivy was explaining. When the flower was planted, it melded with the green and she was regrown. Harley finally reaches her, wrapping her arms around the woman, pulling her in close. And Wally holds his head in his hands, tears streaming down his face. I have to kill him. The future Wally stands before him. He knows, because you messed up, because you're hurting, and most of all, because you're alone. But Wally holds at his hand, pulling the other to his feet. He knows that's what he feels in his heart right now. Because as he pulls himself into a strong embrace, and the rest of the heroes watch on, he lets himself know. You're not alone. Should we arrest him? Booster asks. He's the fastest man alive. You can't arrest them, Beetle adds. I don't think we're allowed to arrest people technically. Batgirl chimes in. I get a PhD. That means that I can arrest people. Pretty sure. Harley pipes in. We should give them sweet potatoes. Would you like sweet potatoes? Poison Ivy stutters. Despite this, Wally continues. He knows what the past Wally is feeling because he was there 5 days ago. What you need to do is talk to these people, he explains, to hear their story and tell yours. You need to understand that you're not the only one who tried to do something good and ended up doing something horrible. Not the only one to be hurt so bad that the hurt becomes a part of who you are. Who's been betrayed by a friend, who's done horrible things and will have to spend the rest of their life making up for it. You understand, right? Don't kill. Don't run. Just do what I did. Talk. Listen. No. Wally continues, still holding his past self. As bad as it is, we're in this together. Wally continues to explain he didn't want to go back in time and undo what he did. That's how he ended up in Sanctuary to begin with. Flash did that and it unmade Wally's family. But he did want to make up for what had happened. He wanted to help by showing other people like him that are hurting, that others hurt as well. Tell them about Sanctuary, to tell the people, the ones who call them heroes, what they've done. If people knew that their heroes had made mistakes, that they were getting help, maybe it would then allow those who needed it to also get help. Before it was too late, before they make mistakes like me. Yet, I needed time before they locked me away. So I did what I did and I came here to complete it, to kill you, me. Maybe by dying I can help a few people who are still living. But now Wally won't finish it. More violence won't solve anything. Superman has already come out and told people the truth. Wally doesn't need to hide anymore. And he finally finishes taking off his mask, still crying. Around him, the others are trying to figure out what to do. He didn't kill everyone on purpose, but he should still be held responsible. He still framed Harley and Booster. They stand around. The Justice League will be here in minutes. They don't know what to do. We do what we always do. We help. But it doesn't make sense now. Because if Wally doesn't kill himself, then the timeline will change and the multiverse will alter. Luckily, Booster Gold has a plan. We just have to complete the loop. We don't need a dead body, we just need a Flash body. Booster explains the loop quickly to them while the Flashes look on confused. Don't worry, it was stupid when I heard it 5 days ago, Wally says, leaning in to whisper to himself. But the question becomes, where do we get another Flash body? So Booster tells them, we just go to the 25th century and speed clone the Flash there, Booster explains. I had to do something very similar with my birthday party last year. Wally doesn't know though. He's a hero, shouldn't he sacrifice himself? Yet Booster shrugs, telling him, we may be heroes, but we're also family. He extends his arm, offering Wally a fist bump. Bros before heroes. That's when Harley steps forward, raising her arms to get everyone's attention. Isn't this nice? But before we get started and the Justice League gets here, I want to say something to the Flash, she says, crossing the short distance between them, placing her hands on his face. She knows how he feels. She's lost control in the past. She's hurt people. So she wants him to hear this from her. You framed me and killed my girl, she yells as she drives her knee into his groin. Wally falls to the ground, clutching himself. Oh, right. That happens. And it lingers, the other Wally comments. Things happen quickly. Booster and Gold bring back to the cloned body of Wally so that they can be left at the scene of the crime. And the League arrives, taking Wally into custody for his actions. Now free of charges, Booster can go back to hanging out with his buddy, while Harley can reconnect with the one that she thought she had lost. Sanctuary reopens, and the cameras start to roll again, and the heroes get the help that they need. And that concludes Heroes in Crisis number 9 and the entire Heroes in Crisis event. So what did you guys think of the storyline overall? In the end, I do like the message that Tom King is trying to put across, that everyone, regardless of the pain that you are suffering, regardless of how strong you think you are, needs to get help. Help is out there, that we can all find someone to help us. What I don't like is the comic book conclusion to this whole storyline, where it just seems to have been wrapped up in a nice, neat bow. But I know that this story is very divisive amongst the fans. People will love it, people hate it, but I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments down below what your opinion of Heroes in Crisis 9 and the story as a whole is, and I will see you guys next time right here at Comicstorian.